The opinions and views shared in this podcast are the opinions and views of the host and the host alone. They are not a reflection of his employer or any other organization that the host is a member of. The host does not speak for anyone, only himself.
This is the I Am Pitts podcast. Get ready for contact. Yeah, get some.
Any available unit. Copy on a shooting.
Oscar 37 en route.
What's going on, everybody? This is your boy Dex with the I Am Pitts podcast. And guess what? Your boy's back for another episode. Been doing well, definitely feeling better. But I hope everybody had a good Valentine's Day weekend. As you all, I'm sure you all did. I did as well. But I'll be quite honest, I'm not a fan of Valentine's Day. I think it's kind of dumb that we celebrate these, what would you call it? Commercial holidays. Like, here's my point. If I've been married going on 14 years, love my wife to death, but I'm like sitting here like, hey, we're well established. We're well past the, these little pettily holidays. We got to do something. I feel like if I've been taking care of business for going on 15 years, man, 15 years. And if I take care of business 345 days out of the year, and I miss the mark this one time on this one date because corporate America tells you to go and buy flowers for your girl or show your significant other that you're special to them, I feel like that kind of defeats the point of doing something, And my wife told me, she was like, you know what? When it's Valentine's Day and I expect flowers, she says that it doesn't mean as much. She said, but it means more when she gets the flowers and it's unexpected. So, I mean, I respect. I'm like, hey, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for giving me permission to not have to engage in this horrible commercial holiday that it just uses people's love to pad corporate America's pockets. That's it. It's a stupid, dumb holiday, but I'm going to get off my high horse before I get too deep in the weeds on that because, man, we got a lot going on and I got a lot I want to talk about. Boy, and I remember I told you all on the last episode that I've been stepping away from social media a lot more and I've been disengaging from it because it is just so freaking toxic. And yes, as I told y'all before, I'm behind on the show. I'm like a week behind and I'm okay with that. And I do that on purpose. One, I don't want to stress myself out. Two, everybody's already moved on from these issues. And like I said, man, we don't have enough time in the news cycle and in our lives to really think about an issue, break it down, and just really talk about it in an honest and open way because the news cycle moves so fast. And I was like, you know what? It's already past time that these incidents have occurred. And, I want to talk about them now because everybody's already moved off to the next bigger and best thing, but not on the I Am Pitts podcast. I want to go ahead and get into these things now. And so, like I said, there's always something to be upset about in America 2026. Always. Anytime you pick up your phone and get on your social media apps, there was always something to outrage you, something to make you mad, something to piss you off, make you sad, make you cry, or make you buy something. And I can't live in that way. I can't live that way. And so what I've started doing, I told you, people have been sending me messages, and unfortunately, I don't have the apps on my phone. I don't have Instagram on my phone, Facebook, or TikTok, or Twitter. I do have Twitter. I hop on there for news periodically, but man, honestly, man, when I do my podcast, I need to get stuff out. I download the apps, put out what I need to put out, respond to a couple of messages, and then I delete them, man. And I don't deal with these apps on my phone every day because they are a leech on life. And I mean, they will literally suck the life out of you. You will be in a time warp. And then if you look at your phone usage and your time usage, you will look and see that, man, I spent 12, 14 hours a day on social media. And what is that benefiting your life? Unless you're a quote unquote creator or influencer, and that's how you make your money. If not, you're just doom scrolling and just constantly getting engaged and being outraged about something. And that is why this episode is entitled The Age of Selective Outrage. And so when I decided to download my apps the other week, the first thing I saw when I got on was the incident or what would you call the post by quote unquote Trump on, I believe, his Truth Social that had the videos of Barack and Michelle Obama as monkeys or apes. And now I'm gonna go ahead and address it. And I'll say this: the video itself, I know the context of the video and what it was about. It's not just about Michelle and Barack Obama. It was literally a video that depicted all the Democrats as monkeys, and then or as animals, and then it showed Trump walking down the middle as the king of the jungle. Like, I saw the video and I know the context of it, but that doesn't matter when you're playing the game of politics, because in politics, perception is reality. And so people saw this video that Trump was showing everybody. And let me address this. We say it's Trump, but the truth is we don't really know who posted the video. We just know that it was posted to Trump's account. And Trump says that it was a White House staffer, young White House staffer, that did the video. And here's my thing: whether this was done intentionally, which I highly doubt this was done intentionally, but intent usually matters in the court of law. But in politics, intent does not matter. All that matters is what it looks like. And what it looks like is the Trump administration just gave the Democrats a smoking gun. Now, do I believe that Trump is racist? No. Do I believe the administration is racist? No. But we know that that is how the Democrats and the left are going to play this thing out. You gave them a smoking gun, and they're going to use it against you. That is all that's going to happen, man. And that's all they need, and that's all they want going into the midterms, man. That's all they were looking for. And you gave it to them, And all it does is confirm their bias towards Trump. And it confirms their hatred. And they're saying that Trump's a racist because he depicted a former president and his wife, Michelle Obama, as apes in this video. But the truth is, like I said, I don't know who put the video up and why. I honestly think it was just a big mistake. And unfortunately, when you are the leader of the free world, and I love Trump, I love the administration, I love everything for the most part that they're doing. Not everything, but they usually typically have my support. But when you are the most powerful man in the world, you can't afford for such silly mistakes. And so I'm not going to sit here and defend the video, because I don't think it was smart. I don't think it was intentional, but you cannot afford those types of mistakes when you're that high in office. Like me, I'm nobody. I'm just a low level cop. Bro, I can make a video like that, and somebody might come at me and try to say something, but what I do is not going to affect the entire world. It's not going to affect the globe and affect the entire country. Yeah, it might affect my community or something, but it's not going to be on a grander scale than that, because I'm nobody. Nobody voted for me to be in my current position. I just signed up and got the job, and I've been doing it for 17 years, man. I'm nobody in the big picture of things. But man, Trump, my dude, I love you, but man, you all have to be smarter and better than that. And like I said, unfortunately, like I said, people are using this against him, and they're like, he's a racist. He's a racist. See, he's a racist. I'm like, that doesn't make anybody a racist. That video, and you have to prove that it was their intent to show this video and say that Trump thinks that black people are monkeys, and I highly doubt that is the case. I think it was just a mistake. That a young staffer that was doing his job saw this video, like, hey man, this would be great. And I think he just did not play the entire video through. And I will say this about some of the other videos that the Trump administration puts out. I like their stuff that they put out, man. But dude, I'll be honest, man, some of the stuff, it just does not look good, like the ICE raid stuff. I like what ICE is doing with the raids, but I don't think it's great to make videos of these ICE raids and put music to it and comedy to it, because like it's just a bad look, man. It's a bad look. And like I said, perception is everything. And so I just think that there should probably be a better or smarter way to do these things. But that's just me. And like I said, some people found it funny. Me, I watched the video, the original video, and I'll be honest, it just wasn't funny to me. I saw what it was doing. Like it had some parts that were like kind of giggly, but it was like, okay, yeah, you're depicting politicians as monkeys. They had Biden in there as a baboon eating a banana, but nobody was upset about that. But everybody was upset about Michelle and Barack Obama, the beloved blacks on the left that everybody just loves and loves and loves so much. So, like I said, I am not a spokesman for the black community. I've never pretended to be. You know what? I don't want to be, because I tell people all the time, being black is a unique experience in its own. And my experience in America with black skin is not the experience of everybody else. It's all about perception. And my perception is, and my experiences, I've had a good run here in America. I love it. Or I think I almost died for this country. I really truly enjoy being an American, and I believe in the gifts and the blessings of America and what it's done for my family. So I'm on board, and I think that we're on a good path in America with the Trump administration office. But at the same time, there are people in America, regardless of the facts I present to them, that believe that black people are still oppressed and that black people are targeted and hated by the Obama or by the Trump administration. I mean, we still have black people that think that Trump is gonna put them back in chains and sell them into slavery. And we know, us that have brains that are logical and think for ourselves, know that is not true and that is never going to happen. It's just not. But there are people that still believe that down in their core. And so I tell people, I can tell you my experience and how I feel, but I can't speak for other black people. I can't speak for how people feel the way they feel or why they feel the way they feel. I think a lot of people feel the way they feel because they have been conditioned to feel in such a way. They have been conditioned to be victims by the government, by socialism, communism, and these all these infiltrators, and I mean the education system, and I mean churches have groomed black people to be victims. We used to be a community of victors, but that has completely switched and flip flopped over the last 60 years. And I mean, man, and you see it every day now. Like I see rich black people all the time on TV, like Ryan Clark from ESPN. And all this man does is rage bait and race bait. And he's just, I'm a black man in America. I'm like, Negro, you are a rich man in America and you are living way better than me. But yet he can't get past that victim mentality. And so that's why I say that I can't speak for other black people that were offended. If you were offended, you know what? Too bad, so sad. That's just the reality. Hey, welcome to my world. It happens all the time. All the time. You don't expect it from the president, but like I said, it doesn't. I don't think they take intent into it, regardless if it was accident or not. You give black people a reason to be offended, they're going to grab that offense football and they're going to run it down the middle and score a touchdown with it, and they're going to do a victory dance. And that is exactly what they're doing now. So, like I said, I can't speak for all black people in America, but I can speak for Dexter Pitts. Oh, I can speak for myself. I can speak for the I Am Pitts podcast all day. And when I tell people, when I saw the video, I was not offended. There are a lot of black people that weren't offended either. Like I said, but that just depends on where you sit on the aisle, I guess, yo. But like I said, me personally, and I'll be honest, I do not care. And I know some people might hear this and watch this like, Dexter, how can you as a black man not care that the president of the United States put this video out here on YouTube that depicted Barack and Michelle Obamas as gorillas? How can you as a black man, how dare you, Negro, not stand up for the black president of the United States? How dare you? And this is what I tell people, what I just said. I don't care. Do you know why I don't care? Because that is all people look for and tend for. Like I said, this is just the age of selective outrage. I'm sorry, I have too much going on in my life to be concerned about what President Trump is posting on Twitter or X. I just don't have time. I don't care, man. And I'm sitting there thinking like, okay, he did this. Was it on purpose? Probably not. Does it look bad? Yeah, it looks bad. Am I going to defend this? No. Am I going to say this is great for a country, America? No. Is this great for the politics of the Republican Party or those on the right? No. But man, I'm not going to sit here and say it was great. But at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and condemn it and be like, man, this is blah, 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 blah. Like I said, I say it was a genuine, honest mistake in my opinion, but people don't care about that. And guess what? Because you don't care about it being a mistake, guess what? I don't care if it was a mistake or on purpose. Just because I am so tired of the selective outrage when it comes to black people and people on the left. When Joe Biden was in office and saying all these crazy things, calling Jackie Robinson the great Negro, you can't use that word, right? But no, he got a pass for it. Why? Because he's on the right side of history according to them. When he said poor kids is just as smart as rich kids, it's just like, you can't say that, but it's okay because Biden, the beloved of the left, said it. If you don't vote for me, you ain't black. That's probably the most offensive thing a white person can say to a black person outside the N-word, telling them how to vote and that if they don't vote for me, you ain't really a black person. That's crazy talk. But guess what? Negroes still lined up in mass and went to the polls to vote for this man that told them that you ain't really black if you don't vote for me. So you all are outraged about that, up in arms, upset, but don't say a word when Biden says it. But this video gets posted on Trump's account, and you all flip out and lose your ever loving mind. And because of that, you all think because I share the same skin color as you, you're that I should be just as outraged as you because we share the same skin color. But that's why I tell people, just because we share the same skin color does not mean that you and I are the same. No, 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 no. But we are definitely not the same. Skin color don't make us kinfolk. And I don't want to be kinfolk with people that are selective on their outrage. So if you could be upset about this, you should be upset about anything, anytime somebody with no melanin in their skin says something out of line and steps out of line and says something to a black person. But you all don't use that logic. You all use the logic of, well, it's okay if that person's on my side of the argument if they use the N-word towards a black guy. But somebody on the other side of the argument, that likes Trump can't use that word, but we'll give this a person a pass. And so I want to pull up this video that I saw a couple days ago. Like I said, it's already made the rounds, but I want to pull it up so you all can see it. I'm sure you all have heard it. Is this white protester in Minneapolis? How do you know she's white? I'll show you. Calls an ICE agent the N-word with a hard R. Let me go ahead and pull it up for you.
Black! What? Nigga, you're next! You're next!
Let me start that over.
You're black! What? Nigga, you're next! You're next, nigga! What you? What's your fucking mouth? I don't want shit! Fuck you! It's a shit!
Look at that hand. Look, I'm pausing. Look at the hand. What color is that hand? That's a white hand. And she didn't just say, no, she didn't say, nigga, you next. She said, nigger, you are next. And you know what? I've not heard anybody from the left say a word.
Show me, bitch! Fuck! You fucking serious? Fuck you! Fuck
Look at that white skin. Look at that white skin. Disrespecting a black man on camera and got away with it. Man, if that had been somebody on the right, that person would have been doxxed. People would have been lined up in front of their house. Man, they would have got fired from their job. Although I highly doubt this person is employed, because employed people do not act as such, or not rational. Employed people are typically rational and have decent jobs, but this is clearly a paid protester. But man, look at that. Man. What can you say to me as a black man that's going to say, man, yeah, well, but you should be upset with Trump, but you should be okay with this one, Dexter. Why? Because she's talking like that to an ICE agent. Man, and there's a video of a black dude going around on social media. Dude looks like a straight up clown, dude. Absolutely. He looks like a black version of Krusty the Clown with his hair peeled back, and he's got the little bozo ring hair on the side and his stupid looking glasses. And he's saying, is it okay for a white person to call the black person an N-word? He's like, 98% of the time, no. But I think we found the exception. When the black person is working for the government or ICE for the master, then you can call him a nigger. And I'm sitting here like, bro, this logic is so jacked up. And that's why I tell people that I don't even associate myself with people that are that far left. Like, if you don't have to be a conservative to be my friend. But I mean, you could be on the left, you could be gay, trans, I don't care. As long as you're a decent person and you're logical and reasonable, hey, I'll vibe with you, bro, all day. I ain't got no problem with you, but to sit here and say that this lady, because she's a leftist, she's protesting ICE, that it's okay for her to call a black person the nigger. And not just that, man. Did you hear how she said it? I've not heard that word said with such conviction and hate in so long. I mean, my goodness, man. I mean, that came from the bottom of her stomach, her bowels, bro. She's been holding that in for so long and just waiting for the right black dude to come along. And she unleashed that thing with full hate. Just a dart straight to the heart, man, straight to the character of this guy. And you know what? Nobody said a word about it. It has been so chill. And man, I've not heard nobody else talk about it. And then there's another video I'm not going to play of another black ICE agent that was getting berated by this group of people. And another black dude comes up to him and calls him a house nigger, you know? And of course they're going to be like, yeah, well, it's okay. He's another black dude saying it. But I'm just like, man, it'd be different. He called him a house nigga, but he called him a house nigger. Like, the versus the are, it's a big difference, man. It's a big difference. So, I mean, a lot of white people don't realize that. But regardless, black people don't want white people using that word, period. But like I said, we are living in the age of selective outrage, man. And now, guess what? Nobody's saying anything about that. It's all good. It's cool. We can't tell anybody, not to be upset, but we just got to accept it and move on. That it is what it is. That, what? The playing field it's not even. It's definitely different when it comes to your political affiliation. If you don't align with the side politically, you can't use that word. But if you do align politically with them, feel free to drop all the N-bombs you want at people that don't look like you, but vote different than you. I think that logic is very flawed, and that is why I just don't pay attention to radicals and extremists. And here's the other reason why I don't care. When it's happened to me, other black people don't care. Like, I have tried to share my experience with other black people in America about what I went through as a young black man growing up and being made fun of by other black kids for having black skin. And guess what? Nobody cared. Anytime I brought up how I felt being called tar baby by black people or blackie, spook, midnight, Kingsford, like, nobody cared. My feelings were always brushed aside and like, oh, just suck it up, bro. It's just what we do. It's who we are. Like, no, I didn't like that as a kid, but I have to accept it when the person that is insulting me looks like me. But I have to be outraged when the person that delivers that comment doesn't share the same skin color. I'm sorry, but hurt is hurt and disrespect is disrespect. So why should I feel like I have to protect the person that's saying it and hurting me because we share the same skin color? I mean, I think that's kind of stupid, man. That's kind of dumb. And like I said, in 17 years as a police officer out on the streets, I've had some horrible, awful things said to me. And guess what? I don't let it stop me and I don't let it affect me. But black people expect me to just accept it when the insults and the pain and hurt is coming from somebody I share the same skin color with. And I tell people this all the time. I've been called ape, gorilla, all sorts of crazy animal names to describe my physical characteristics because I'm a rather large black guy. But for some odd reason, it's cool when black people do it. And I have to just accept it. And I tell people all day, bro, I got video body camera footage for days. I got evidence for miles of me being called these horrible, hateful names by other black folks. And I got one here I'm going to show you. And it's from 10 years ago. 10 years ago, man. This is before the riots. This is like right after the Michael Brown incident. And so I blurted out to protect the person, but you can definitely hear the audio. So I hooked this chick up for domestic violence and black lady, and we're taking her to the jail. And of course, she just starts in on me. You can hear my voice in the background. And so it's blurred out, but I'm going to go ahead and at the stage. Listen up.
Plead the fifth.
Picture what you need to do is suck my dick and come to it. Period.
How's that work?
Black ass gorilla.
You black a gorilla. That's what she said to me. And like I said, you can hear me laughing.
They laughing at you too. Like you're laughing at your goddamn self.
Yeah. When people ask me, like, Dex, how do you deal with that as a cop? Like, how do you deal with these insults? I tell everybody, I think I said it on the show before, I'm dead inside, man. Like, I don't care. It don't bother me no more. It's been said to me so much that I just can't care. Like, I can't let it bother me. I just do my job and I go home, bro. And I know that, guess what? I live a better life than 90% of the people I arrest. And I have a good life. So I don't let a black person calling me gorilla affect my day. But what I will do is call out lunacy. And I will call out people being hypocritical, And so I'm not going to let that slide. You call me whatever you want. All I'm saying is, if you feel that way about me, just have that same energy when it's somebody else. If a white person calls me an N-word, be upset. If a black person calls me an N-word in a disrespectful manner, be upset. We don't get to be selective in our outrage when it's on different tiers and different levels because it's on from the same political side or different political the political side. Outrage should just be outrage, period. Anger should just be anger, period. It should not be selective. It should not be different. If you should be upset about Trump's video, you should be upset about the white protester calling the agent the N-word. If you're upset about that, you should be upset with the black lady that y'all just listened to that I arrested calling me a gorilla. But we make exceptions for this for some odd reason because of politics. And if you ask me, that is the dumbest thing ever. And that is how I tell people that is why I have gotten away from social media so much, because it is just so toxic and people are just not reasonable. People don't want to listen. People just want to be heard. And nobody really wants to sit and think, well, maybe Dex has a good point. Maybe we should be upset and offended by all these things across the board. And not just when it's done by one particular person or party. But that's not the world we live in, unfortunately. And and there's nothing I can do about it. And all I can do about it, get on my phone, hit the delete button, get rid of those apps. When it's time for me to use them, I download them, and then I get back on, do what I got to do, make comments, messages back and forth, and then I delete those apps, because I am not going to subject myself to living in the age of selective outrage, man. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to put myself through it. I'm not going to put my family and kids through it. I'm just not going to sit and argue with dummies all day that can't make that don't know the difference between hurt and that can't differentiate that, it's the same thing when it's being said. It shouldn't matter who says it. It shouldn't matter. It should just be, that's just a bad thing to say as a human to another human. But because they don't see me as a human, because I'm a cop or because I'm black, you know what? It's okay to do. So, and I just let it be, man. I just let it be. I let them do their thing. I let these people live in their world of delusion, and I just keep my distance. I used to try to argue with people and win them over. I tell you, when you argue with a stone wall, you look like a dummy. And I'm done trying to argue and reason with people that are just, let's be honest, they probably have the IQ of an ape. And that's probably an insult to apes, because they're probably lower. Their IQ is probably lower than the ape's IQ, honestly. So I mean, I just leave it at that, man. Just leave it at that, dude. And then we move on from that to the other thing that was just raging online, about to cause a civil war in America, the Super Bowl halftime show. And now, like I said, I've told y'all before, I used to be a huge 49er fan, used to be a big football fan, man. And like I said, I did take my son to a 49er game a couple months ago. I put aside my bias because I wanted to go have something special with my son. And so I try not to support the NFL, because I don't believe in what the NFL does anymore, stands for. And I've told people this for a long time. We as fans, or as a public, everybody in America knows where the NFL has stood politically and culturally, like the last 12 years. I saw front line as a police officer in 2015, after the Mike Brown shooting, the hands up, don't shoot narrative spread like wildfire across America. And the NFL was front and center. You had Kaepernick out there taking knees. You had the NFL saying police officers are no longer allowed inside stadiums with weapons. And they were just anti-cop. All cops are racist. And I was like, you know what, man? I can't support an organization that feels that way about me. And so for years, I stopped watching the NFL, man. I just did not subject myself to it. Why would I tune into something I know that's not geared towards me and that's not for me? So I just stopped subjecting myself to it. And I knew I was never going to get an apology. Oh, God, man. The NFL is never going to apologize to the military and law enforcement for how it was treating us in those days. But some people, some officers, a lot of officers were like, you know what? It is what it is, bro. I'm going to keep watching the NFL. And you know what? I don't have a problem with that, because we all have our personal preferences. We all have our line in the sand that we draw. And I've drew my line in the sand, and I knew where I stood with the NFL for years. And like I said, I did not support for years, and I still really don't. I'm not going to go and buy a game on YouTube to watch, because I'm not going to give you my money. I'm not going to give you the viewership. Now, if if it's on at my house and I ain't got nothing else going on, yeah, I'll throw on a game or something. But like, it's just like background noise. I'm not really like truly totally engaged. Like, I like Brock Purdy. He's a good, clean guy, Christian. And man, so I like Brock Purdy, so I cheer for Brock Purdy, but it's hard for me to cheer for the entire 49er organization because they ain't never going to apologize for what they did and how they acted in 2015. And guess what? I've never forgot and I've never let it go. And because of that, I keep my guard up with the NFL, yo. It is a major corporation. And like I said, I know where they stand politically and culturally. And guess what? When I heard that Bad Bunny was going to be doing the Super Bowl, my first thought was, okay, one, who is Bad Bunny? And I looked at him, I was like, oh yeah, I've heard some of this guy's stuff, yo. And my second thought was, two, why is everybody shocked that this is who the NFL is going with? Because think about who leads the NFL halftime show, who's in charge of them. Jay-Z. Well, we know where Jay-Z stands politically and his wife, Beyonce. I mean, she did a whole Black Panther bit at a Super Bowl a couple of years ago. So we knew where this was going, you know? And so when people found out it was Black Bunny and that was going to be in all Spanish, people were mad and upset and flipping out. And I understand. But at the same time, I'm sitting here like, it's the NFL. Where have you all been the last 12 years? You all know that the NFL is on all the current modern day trends, bro. Like that's what the NFL does. The NFL is all about cultural relevance. And guess what? That's all they care about. Minorities and this and that. And they don't care about nothing else. They don't care about your protests. They're going to make their money because you all don't have enough cojones to stand by your protests of the NFL. Yo, you love football more than you love standing up for what you believe in, man. Like I said, me, I believe in standing up what I believe for more than I love football. So I've let it go. Like it's not, I don't buy any merchandise. I don't buy nothing from the NFL, but just because I just don't want to support that organization because I know where they stand. But to hear people complain about the halftime show, it's like me going to a KKK rally, sitting up front, and then being shocked when they pull out a cross and start burning it. And they start dropping N-words on me like old girl from the video cursing at the ICE agent calling him a nigger. Like, why should I be shocked if I go to a KKK rally and I'm Black and there's hate aimed directly at me? Why should I be shocked? Because you knew what you were going to. I knew what I was going to. I can't be mad at the KKK for doing what the KKK does, bro. I know what they do. Yeah, but I could be mad at myself for inviting myself to an event that wasn't for me. And just showing up unannounced, like, hey guys, what's going on? Hey, we're just gonna burn this cross, you know. But like, how can I be mad about that? And that's why I feel like it's so stupid that so many NFL fans were upset that it was Bad Bunny. That should have been expected. Well, it's in all Spanish, man. We speak English in America. Yes, we do. But guess what? Unfortunately, I don't know if you know geography, but Puerto Rico is a part of America, and he's an American citizen. You know, it's a territory. He's an American citizen, but I've seen things with Bad Bunny burning the American flag. But guess what? The NFL didn't care. The NFL said, you know what? We're still going to have this guy on because he's going to bring in views and he's going to get us money. And the NFL does not care about you and your politics. And like, so did me and my wife watch the game? I turned on the game, and I'll be honest, probably the worst Super Bowl I witnessed in a long time. And like I said, it just happened to be on, and I didn't go out of my way to purchase or buy anything to watch that game. I just wanted to see what was up. And when halftime came up, guess what I did? I got up and went and took a shower as long as I could. And when I came back out, guess what? Halftime show was almost over. And Bad Bunny was doing his thing. And I asked my wife how it was. She was like, I don't know. I don't really care. And man, people are just feuding mad over the fact that Turning Point USA decided that, guess what? They're going to have their own special halftime show, and they're going to have all these different country artists, and they're going to make it the American halftime show. And people were so mad and upset that y'all are racist, that you're not tuning in to listen to this thing. And I'm just like, well, I heard somebody say on Facebook that one of my buddies from the Army posted, he's like, man, he's like, the same people that are saying that they don't want to listen to a halftime show in Spanish are the same people calling us racial slurs behind our back. Or they are the same people that wanted slavery and, segregation. And I like I said, I try to stay off of Facebook and I try to stay away from arguing with people. But my homeboy's a good dude, man. I love him, man. We served in Iraq together. A lot of respect for him. And the only thing I replied back to him was, so what about the people that feel like they deserve their own national anthem and have their own national anthem played during the Super Bowl? If you don't know what I'm talking about, the Black national anthem. That like the black people get their whole own national anthem played at the Super Bowl. But, but you know what? We got to accept that. We got to accept that we have to be separate in this thing. But it's not okay for the white people to go and have their own separate Super Bowl halftime show. Yo. We got to accept that one, but we can't accept that one. Let me ask, how does that make sense? Why is it okay for one group to be special, but the other group not to be special? And I'll be honest, like I said, I didn't even tune into that one. I don't even like Kid Rock. I don't know who was playing over there, and I didn't care to tune in either because I don't care. I just don't care about the Super Bowl halftime show. I ain't cared since I seen Justin Timberlake rip off Janet Jackson's little nipple cover, bro. We got to see that beautiful chocolate nipple, like, bro. That was like peak for me as a young man. Like, my God, like, what is going on here, man? I mean, but then we had the Michael Jackson halftime show, the Prince halftime show. I mean, we've got so many good Super Bowl halftime shows in the past, show that all these things suck. Like, I just didn't care to tune in to Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny does not have the appeal that Janet Jackson, Michael Jackson, or Prince had, bro. But it's just Bad Bunny, and I'm like, I don't really know who he is, but hey, bro, do your thing, make your money. I don't care, bro. I won't be tuning in. I won't be watching. But it's like I said, it just drives me crazy that it's okay for one group to have their own separate thing if they're a certain color. But if white people went the other way and be like, well, we want our own separate thing, no, you can't do that. That's not right. That's not fair. If it's good for one, it's good for the other. And that's just the realm I live in. Like, take color out of it. I just don't care, man. Like, if it's okay for you, it should be okay for me. We should not make special circumstances for people just based off this color of their skin. And I don't want to hear, well, white people have had a statistical advantage in this country, blah, 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 blah. Bro, it's 2026, man. I live in a predominantly white neighborhood, and I'm doing real well in life. It ain't like there ain't been no cross burnings in my neighborhood. Ain't been no cross burnings in my yard. Me and my white neighbors are cool. I pay my taxes. I keep my smoke detector batteries changed. I'm not loud, bumping ghetto music. I'm not having these loud ghetto cookouts, bro. But I live in an area that's predominantly white, and I've assimilated to the area. And people love me and my family because of the content of our character. We're good people. We're quiet, and we mind our freaking business, bro. We don't bring drama to the neighborhood. And that's all I want. And hey, I've been left alone. And guess what? Most black people in America are the same way. Not all of us are ghetto and ratchet, but unfortunately, it looks that way because guess what? Social media. I mean, you just got niggas on social media all the time looking stupid and wild and ratchet. And it just makes all of us look bad. Like, I tell people this, and this is legit. Because I am black and we have such a bad reputation when we go out to eat at restaurants, I intentionally over tip to cover for other black folks not tipping. Like, I literally, like, and I say that and I mean that totally. I'm not joking. Like, I feel like when I go walk into a restaurant, people will probably be like, oh man. And it's like me and my wife go eat at some nice places, yo. And I'm sure they're like, well, I know they're not going to tip us well. And so man, I go out of my way to actually tip really, really well. I'll tip up to 25%, honestly, but just to show, hey, bro, not all of us like this, man. Not all of us are cheap, right? And so yes, I do that to make up. Like, maybe it's an insecurity of mine, but listen, I can't control how all of us act, but I know how we act. It ain't always us. Not all of us, but it's always us is the same. Yeah. So I'm trying to cover for the bad side of the black community and make us look bad. So yeah, I go out of my way to tip really nice when I go to restaurants, man. Yeah. So like, oh man. Unfortunately, I have it's unfortunately it's like that. It's like that. I don't know if anybody else black feels that way, but I know how I feel and I know what I'm doing. So like, I'm trying to fight against the current, man. I'm trying to make us look good, trying to get us a win in the social atmosphere, man. But it's hard to do, bro. I'm fighting against a strong current, bro. And everybody's already got their mind made up on black people. So like I said, I'm just one person. I'm just one black guy. I'm just one black family. I don't know if it works or not, but hey, don't judge me because of everybody else. Judge me because of me and how me and my family are. Hey, don't hold me accountable to what other black folks are doing, okay? Because I am not them and they're not us. And so as I get ready to close this one out, I'm keeping it a little short. The other outrage that got sparked the other day, and I can see why people are mad. But like I said, personally, the N-word does not bother me in any sort of way. Like, I just don't, like I said, it just makes me no different. You call me a nigger, I go home and I sleep just as fine this night. My mortgage is paid, my bills are paid, my family's fed, bro. I don't care. The N words does not affect me. But I do find it weird how the video that came out the other day from the girl, the white lady Nicole Curtis from the Rehab Addict show on HGTV. And I'm sure this video has made its rounds, and everybody's watching it and talking about it, and how she's up on this ladder doing some sort of project in the house. Then she's trying to screw something in, and she's having trouble with it. And all of a sudden, she says, "Oh, fart nigger," and I'm just like, I ain't gonna lie, I'm not offended, but it shocked me because I was like, "Whoa, how do you get fart nigger out of?" Like, what were you really trying to say? It just rolled off the tongue so smooth, like just it came out just like the ladies in the word nigger came out for the for the white lady calling the ICE agent a nigger. So it was just I was kind of like, yo, like what's really going on here? So, and here's my thing about it. I don't care if people use the word. I don't care. It don't make me a bit of difference. I just I'm just different, bro. I'm different. But man, like does this lady deserve to have her show canceled? Especially considering the fact that this happened 2 to 4 years ago. 2 to 4 years ago. So my question is, why is this just happening and coming out now? Why? What happened to where they were like, yo, they conspired together, like, yo, this happened, but we ain't saying nothing about it. Hey, look, we're gonna take this tape, we're gonna book this in the archive under a different name. Man, we might even burn this bad boy and throw it away, but it'll never see the light of day. But all of a sudden, 2 to 4 years later, this video surfaces, and now she's gotten canceled, lost her show, lost everything, and apparently her entire crew got fired, bro. So they're all out of jobs, man. So yeah, I'm just sitting here like, you know what? This is the age of selective outrage. Like I said, like, she can't use that word. Nicole Curtis can't use the N word. But the white protester that's upset at the ICE agent for doing his job, the black ICE agent for doing his job and being an employed black man, he deserves to get called a nigga all day. All I'm saying, people, make it make sense. That's why this is called living in the age of selective outrage. I don't understand. It's okay for one person to do it, but not the other. I will never agree. You will never get me to come to terms with you and say that it's okay for one and not the other, ever. Ever. I just believe in, if we're going to be a fair country, that's the only way to do it, man. We can't make exceptions for people just because they're on the same political side or opposite political side. There should not be an exception. We should be equally upset about something across the board. And unfortunately, that is just not where we're at in America. You know what? Like right now, we should all equally be upset about the Epstein files and these kids and these younger kids that were sex trafficked and abused by all these rich and famous, powerful politicians and Hollywood people. Like we should all be upset about that. But there's some people that aren't. And I'm just like, that's kind of weird. There's some people that make excuses for people that on their side that are mentioned in the list. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, bro. Like the health and safety of children should not be a political issue. The health and safety of justice, justice should not be a political issue when it comes to punishing people that take advantage of and hurt children. We should not be divided on that one bit. But unfortunately, we are, because there are some people that want to protect these rich and powerful politicians. And as I say, I don't care what party you are affiliated with. If you hurt children, you got to go. If Trump was in that list, and we know he's not, because guess why? The left would have used that to burn him years ago if he was anywhere mentioned in that thing and messing with kids. He would have been cooked so long ago, but he's not. But if he was, guess what? Trump, he would have to go. If I got a favorite actor and he was mentioned on that list, I'd never watch another movie because I'm not going to support pedophilia, sex trafficking, and I'm not going to support evil activities. And like I said, if you're a Republican and you're on there, and I'm a Republican, a conservative, you're on there, I'll say you're not a real conservative. You're not like me because you share a title, a political title. You're not like me. But if you're on there, you got to go. And I'll say the same to those on the left. If any of your people on there, your politicians or your actors or your powerful business people on there, they got to go too. We have no room in this country for people that will hurt and sexualize children. Period. You all got to go. You all got to get thrown in the wood chipper and turned into mulch. And we got to water the lawn with you all, with your all's innards, bro. We can't afford to have you here. You are holding us back. And children are precious. Children deserve to be protected and loved on. And children deserve justice more than anybody because they can't take care of themselves like we can. And so when a grown adult that has money and powerful takes advantage of a precious child, you deserve the hell that's coming for you, and you deserve the cell that you're going to get. And if you ask me, a jail cell's too good for you. The only thing you deserve is a box 6 feet in the ground. And if even that, I say we just cremate you, just scatter your ashes to the ocean. I don't even want a place where people can visit you or see you because you're scum of the earth and you are pure evil. We have no place for you here in America. There's no place for you in our political system or in our country or this world. You are a waste of oxygen and you got to go. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this one up. Hey, I thank you all. I appreciate you all for tuning in. Like I said, I'm keeping the video going as much as possible. This isn't a flashy YouTube show with all the edits and highlights and, the fades in, fade in, and fades out. So I'm just a guy doing a podcast, trying to figure things out still. But as always, I appreciate y'all for tuning in. If you like what you heard, like and subscribe to the show. Hey, give me some more clicks, some more views. Like I said, I'm not trying to grow famous because I want to just be a talking head. I just want my voice out there because I want people to see that there's somebody out there that is reasonable and that somebody that's kind of calling balls and strikes down the middle. And there's just not a lot of people out there like that, unfortunately. So, like I said, it is what it is, man. I appreciate y'all for tuning in. I hope you all have enjoyed your weekend. Thank you for tuning in to the I Am Pitts podcast. I appreciate you all, and I will see you all on the next one.